This video contains a truth that has changed the lives of many people. If you are having health problems and have ever felt stuck, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section so we can share useful knowledge together. Have you ever walked into a room, paused, and thought, "Now what did I come in here for?" Maybe you've laughed it off, blaming it on getting older. But deep down, if we're honest, there's a little tug of worry. Is it just age or something more? The good news is that memory hiccups are a normal part of life, and even better, there's a lot we can do to stay sharp, vibrant, and full of life well into our golden years. Today, we're going to talk about something incredibly important: protecting our minds as we age. Dementia isn't something any of us want to think about, but the truth is, it's something we have more control over than many people realize. Small choices made every day can make a world of difference. And the best part? It's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 90, the steps we'll talk about today can help strengthen your brain, boost your confidence, and make life feel fuller and richer. In this video, we're diving into 6 simple but powerful strategies you can start using today to fight off dementia and keep your mind as sharp as ever. You don't need fancy treatments or expensive programs, just practical, everyday changes you can weave into the life you're already living. I encourage you to stay tuned, and as we go along, feel free to share in the comments any health challenges you're facing, whether it's memory lapses, difficulty concentrating, or anything else. I'm here to offer advice and support. You're not alone on this journey. So, let's jump right into it and start with one of the most underestimated yet powerful habits of all: staying socially connected. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm not much of a social butterfly anymore. And that's okay. Staying socially connected doesn't mean you have to throw big parties or be the life of the gathering. It simply means keeping the threads of human connection alive and well in your daily life. Picking up the phone to call an old friend, joining a local club, attending a small community event, or even having a regular chat with your neighbor. All these little moments stimulate the brain in ways that are critical for memory and cognitive function. Studies have shown that loneliness can be just as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It sounds shocking, doesn't it? But it's true. Isolation shrinks the brain's ability to process information, solve problems, and retain memories. On the flip side, when you engage with others, laughing, sharing stories, debating the best pie recipes, your brain lights up. New pathways form. Connections strengthen. It's like giving your brain a workout without even realizing it. And if mobility or distance makes it hard to see people in person, don't underestimate the power of technology. Zoom calls, FaceTime, or even simple texting can bridge the gap. Sure, it might feel awkward at first if you're not used to it, but think of it as learning a new dance step. It gets easier, and before you know it, you're moving with the music. Your brain thrives on that kind of challenge and connection. As we build on the idea of staying socially connected, it naturally leads us to the second strategy: keeping your body moving. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, here comes the exercise lecture, stay with me for a moment. I'm not here to tell you to start training for a marathon. In fact, too much high-intensity exercise can actually be counterproductive at our age. What we're talking about here is joyful, consistent movement that makes you feel alive, not exhausted. When you move your body, you're not just strengthening your muscles and joints, you're literally feeding your brain. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that help maintain brain cells and encourage the growth of new ones. Even something as simple as a 20-minute walk around the neighborhood, gentle yoga in the living room, or dancing to your favorite tunes in the kitchen can make a world of difference. The key is consistency, not intensity. Think of your brain like a garden. If you water it a little every day, it stays lush and vibrant. But if you flood it once a month, it withers. Daily movement, even in small doses, keeps that mental garden blooming. And if you can pair movement with social interaction, say, a walk with a friend, you're giving your brain a double shot of goodness. One of my patients, a lovely woman named Helen, started taking daily walks with her granddaughter after dinner. At first, it was just a stroll around the block. But over time, They started exploring new parks, chatting about books and movies, and even planning little weekend adventures together. Helen told me she felt sharper, more energized, and happier than she had in years, and her memory, she said with a smile, seemed to come back to life right along with her. Now that we've opened the door with social connection and physical movement, it's time to step a little deeper into how we can nourish the brain from the inside out. Because what we feed our bodies has a direct line to what we feed our minds. And that brings us to another powerful habit in fighting off dementia: eating brain-healthy foods. Now, when people hear healthy eating, they sometimes imagine a life of bland salads and giving up all the things they love. But that's not what this is about at all. Eating for brain health can actually be delicious, comforting, and deeply satisfying. It's about choosing foods that love you back. Foods that give your brain the nourishment it needs to stay sharp, focused, and resilient. Think colorful fruits and vegetables, hearty whole grains, fresh fish, nuts, seeds, and a little splash of good olive oil. These foods are packed with antioxidants, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals that act like a shield around your brain cells, protecting them from damage over time. One of the most famous diets for brain health is the Mediterranean diet. It's not a diet in the strict, miserable sense. It's a way of eating that focuses on natural, wholesome foods and allows room for enjoying meals with friends and family, savoring every bite without guilt. Simple choices like swapping butter for olive oil, adding berries to your breakfast, choosing salmon or sardines once or twice a week, or tossing a handful of walnuts into your salad can all add up to big benefits over time. And don't forget to stay hydrated. Dehydration, even mild, can cause confusion, fatigue, and memory issues. So sip water throughout the day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Your brain will thank you. Another patient of mine, Robert, a retired teacher, once told me he thought it was too late to change his eating habits at 75. But when he started adding a few brain-friendly foods each week, a little avocado here, some blueberries there, not only did he feel better, he also said he noticed he was recalling names, places, and even old memories a little faster. Small changes, big rewards. As we nourish the body, we also have to think about nourishing the mind directly. And that leads us into another essential habit: challenging your brain with new learning. You see, the brain is a bit like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But if we let it sit idle, it starts to weaken. And no, I'm not just talking about crossword puzzles, although those can be fun too. I'm talking about real learning, trying new things, pushing yourself gently out of your comfort zone. Maybe you've always loved music, but never learned to play an instrument. Now's the time. Pick up a guitar, a harmonica, even a simple keyboard. Or maybe you've always been curious about painting, gardening, learning Spanish, or writing your life story. Every new skill you attempt strengthens the connections between brain cells and builds something we call cognitive reserve, a kind of mental savings account that helps protect you from the effects of aging and even dementia. One of my favorite examples comes from a gentleman named Samuel. At 82, he decided to take a photography class at the local community center. He said at first he felt completely overwhelmed, all those buttons and settings. But he stuck with it. And not only did he discover a new passion, but he also noticed he was thinking more clearly, focusing better, and even sleeping more soundly. That's the magic of learning. It wakes up parts of the brain that might have been snoozing for years. Even small things like learning a new recipe, memorizing a poem, or teaching your grandchild a game you used to play can have incredible benefits. The trick is to keep the mind curious. Keep it reaching just a little beyond what's easy and comfortable. And don't worry about being perfect at it. In fact, struggling a little is a good thing. It means your brain is being stretched and challenged, exactly the way it needs to be to grow stronger. Now, as we weave these habits together, staying socially connected, moving our bodies, feeding our minds and bodies, there's another piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked. It's quiet, it's simple, but it's absolutely vital for brain health. It's the power of quality sleep. It's the power of quality sleep. Now, I know sleep can feel like a tricky subject. Many people over 60 tell me they just can't seem to sleep like they used to, waking up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning, feeling groggy in the morning. But here's the thing, sleep isn't just about resting your body. It's when your brain does some of its most important work. While you sleep, your brain is busy clearing away waste, repairing cells, and organizing memories. It's almost like cleaning up after a big party, sweeping the floors, washing the dishes, putting everything back in order so you're ready for the next day. Without enough quality sleep, harmful proteins can build up in the brain, including some that are linked to dementia. Good sleep doesn't have to be complicated or out of reach. It starts with simple habits. Creating a bedtime routine, just like you might have done when you were a child. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Keeping the bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Turning off bright screens, televisions, phones, computers, at least an hour before bedtime. Because the blue light they give off can trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Some people find that a warm bath, a cup of herbal tea, or a little quiet reading helps them relax. Others like to do a few gentle stretches or breathing exercises to unwind. It's about finding what works for you and making it a comforting ritual. Something your body and brain can rely on to signal, it's time to rest now. And if you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, try not to panic. Lying there worrying about not sleeping only makes it harder to fall back asleep. Instead, get up, do something relaxing in low light. Maybe read a few pages of a book, and then head back to bed when you feel sleepy again. One of my patients, Elaine, used to get so frustrated with her sleepless nights that she would turn on the news, hoping it would lull her to sleep. But instead, all that noise and information just made her mind race even more. Once she switched to listening to soft music or nature sounds, she found herself drifting back to sleep much more easily. Prioritizing sleep isn't a luxury. It's a form of protection. It's one of the most powerful and natural defenses we have against memory loss, confusion, and cognitive decline. Now, as we talk about these building blocks for a healthier brain, there's one final, beautiful piece that brings them all together. It's something that's free, available to everyone, and more powerful than most people realize. It's managing stress. Life doesn't get easier just because we grow older. In fact, new challenges often come our way. Health concerns, changes in family dynamics, the loss of loved ones. It's completely natural to feel overwhelmed at times. But chronic, ongoing stress is like a slow poison for the brain. It releases chemicals that, over time, can shrink parts of the brain involved in memory and learning, making us more vulnerable to dementia. The good news is, even small efforts to manage stress can have big payoffs for your brain and your overall happiness. Things like deep breathing, gentle yoga, walking in nature, talking with a trusted friend, or practicing gratitude can make a tremendous difference. Gratitude, especially, is a secret superpower. Every morning, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. Maybe it's the sound of the birds outside your window, the memory of your grandchild's laugh, the simple fact that you're alive and breathing and have another day to enjoy. A man I once worked with, named Henry, used to grumble that his best years were behind him. But when he started keeping a little notebook by his bed, jotting down a few things he was thankful for each night, he noticed something incredible. Not only did his mood lift, but his energy did too. His memory improved. He smiled more. It's not magic, it's biology. Gratitude lowers stress hormones, improves sleep, and even strengthens connections between brain cells. Stress will never disappear completely, but how we meet it, how we choose to respond, can shape our health in ways that are truly life-changing. And so, when you bring all these simple yet powerful strategies together, nourishing your body, moving with joy, keeping your mind curious, sleeping deeply, managing stress with grace, you're not just surviving. You're creating a life that's rich, resilient, and filled with possibilities. It's never too late to start. Every small choice you make today can help protect your mind for tomorrow. I would love to hear from you. What strategies have you tried? What questions or struggles are you facing? Please share in the comments below. We're building a community where you are heard, supported, and celebrated. And if you found something helpful in today's conversation, I invite you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. Together, we can create a world where aging isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. With wisdom, dignity, and hope. Here's to living your best life, no matter your age. You deserve it. You always have.